Hello student, I am Prabha Magotra, lecturer English. Once again, I am going to teach the student of 12th class from their textbook Chinad Second. The first lesson of this book is After 20 Years. It is a very interesting story. It has been written by famous American writer O. Henry, whose actual name was William Sidney Porter. He was a great writer of short stories, and after 20 years is also one of his famous American short story. Now, students, I will give you the introduction of this short story. You listen it very carefully. After 20 years, it is a story about two friends, and the name of one friend is Jimmy Well, and the name of another friend is Silky Bob. They were both born in New York and they were childhood friends. But the Jimmy Well, Silky Bob was very ambitious. So he left New York and went to the west of America. But Jimmy Well stayed in New York. Both the friends promised that after 20 years they would meet here again in New York at the same place at the same time, no matter what their condition might be. But the end of the story is very unexpected. Now I will give you the summary of this story. The story opens with the description of a policeman who is on his patrol duty in a New York street. बच्चों ये स्टोरी एक पुलिसमैन स्टार्टिंग में बताया है कि वो न्यूयॉर्क की स्ट्रीट में पेट्रोल होता है गश्त लगा रहा है पुलिसमैन वहाँ पर गश्त लगा रहा है and at that time the weather is very bad and almost all the shops were closed. It was the time of night and it is at 10 o'clock and the policeman he was watching all the streets of New York. He has a great personality. He had a stick in his hand and he was revolving his stick with many intricate and artful movements. And he was looking the perfect guardian of peace. But when he was on his way, on the way, he saw a man who with a cigar in his mouth, who is standing at the hardware store. The policeman asked him, "Why are you standing here?" The man replied, "Sir, it is all right. I am just waiting for a friend of my childhood. I have no evil intention. Sir, after 20 years, we have made a promise that we shall meet here at this Big Joe Brady's restaurant. What? Where is that restaurant?" The policeman replied, "That restaurant has been torn before 5 years." Now he told him the whole story that I and Jimmy Well, we dined here at this restaurant. He was my best friend and the finest chap in the world. And I went to the western countries, but Jimmy Well stayed here at that time. Jimmy Well was 18 years and I was 20 years old. These two friends, we were brought up in New York, but when we separated from each other, Bob, I went to the western countries to make my fortune, but Jimmy Well did not go to the western countries. He stayed at New York and he became the police officer. Now, the policeman asked him, "Have not you corresponded your friend?" "Yes, we corresponded for a year or two, but after that we lost track. I went to the western countries because West is a very big area. And Jimmy Well, I'm 100% sure that my friend is very sincere and if he is alive in this world, he must come here." Now, the story twisted. Now the Bob waited for some time and suddenly he looks at a tall man who introduced himself as Jimmy. His joy knew no bounds when he received his childhood friend. Now both friends told each other about their achievements, but suddenly when Bob saw his friend's face in the bright light, he said, "You are not Jimmy Well." 20 years is a long time. It can change a good man into a bad man, but it cannot change a man's nose from Rome to flat. उसने कहा कि 20 साल एक बहुत लंबा अरसा होता है जो एक अच्छे आदमी को बुरा बना सकता है, लेकिन किसी का अगर शार्प नोज हो तो वो फ्लैट नहीं बन सकता. Now the tall man at once gives him a shock, and he said, Mr. Bob, you are under arrest. Actually, the policeman, who himself was Jimmy Well, did not arrest his friend himself because he was at that appointed place. When he saw his face in the light, he recognized that my friend was the same man who was wanted by Chicago police. So he sent another man in plain clothes to arrest his friend. So, because he was wanted by Chicago police. In this way, students, the end of the story is very unexpected. स्टोरी जो है इसका एंड बहुत ही अनएक्सपेक्टेड है. तो आई होप यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दिस स्टोरी एंड नाउ यू read it carefully from the textbook and frame questions from this story and also pick up the difficult words from this story and make sentences and now write the character of Jimmy Bell and Silky Bob. Okay, thanks.